Hello everyone, my name is Yulia Vichart and I'm a family lawyer. I work at the law company of a lawyer Alexey Nikolaevich Skryabin. Our law company specializes in providing legal services in the field of marriage dissolution and recovery of alimony. Our lawyers provide support in court proceedings throughout Ukraine. In this video, I will tell you how to formalize a divorce without the consent of one of the spouses, how to apply for divorce without mutual consent, how to dissolve a marriage without the consent of a husband or a wife, how to divorce without mutual consent, and what should you do in the case when wife has submitted a withdrawal. Is it possible to divorce without a husband's consent if you have no children? Watch this video till the end and learn a lot of interesting information about divorce without consent. Subscribe to my channel to receive up-to-date information in the field of family law. Contacts for calling me and asking about paid consultations are under this video. How to file for divorce without the consent of one of the spouses in Ukraine. In accordance with the procedure, divorce without the common consent of the spouses, regulated by the norms of family law Ukraine, is possible only in the court on the basis of the Family Code of Ukraine. Pretrial regulation of a dispute and how to file a divorce statement without a common consent in Ukraine. According to the Code of Civil Procedure, the spouses take measures for the pretrial resolution of a divorce dispute, reaching agreement between themselves, or in cases where such measures are mandatory according to the law. Pretrial regulation of a divorce dispute is a set of actions that can be made by the party whose rights were violated for the direct resolution of a dispute that has arisen with other party, which is a violator of the rights, freedoms, or interests of individuals. At the same time, the pretrial procedure for resolving a dispute doesn't deprive spouses of the right to immediately go to court without regulating of their disputes in a pretrial procedure. How to dissolve a marriage without the consent of a husband or a wife in Ukraine. If the spouses haven't reached a common agreement, the husband can insist on maintaining of marriage preservation by submitting a statement for obtaining a time limit for reconciliation of the spouses. In this case, according to the resolution of the Plenum of the Supreme Court of Ukraine on the practice of law enforcement by courts when considering cases on the right to marriage, divorce, invalidation and division of the spouse's common property, the adoption of measures to reconcile the spouses is applied by the court if there is an absence of general agreement of one of them to divorce on the initiative of the husband without the consent of his wife, in the form of postponing the consideration of the case, giving the parties a time limit for reconciliation. Courts should use an opportunity provided by law to delay a case in order to reconcile spouses, especially if there are minor children. Determining the period for reconciliation, the opinion of the husband and wife is heard, and the specific circumstances of the case are taken into account. If, after the expiration of the appointed period for reconciliation of the spouses, at least one of them insists on the termination of the marriage, the court comes to the conclusion to dissolve the marriage without the common consent of one of the spouses. How to get a divorce without a common consent in Ukraine. Wife submitted a withdrawal. If one of the spouses doesn't agree on divorce, a withdrawal is one of the statements of a case in fact in which the defendant argues against the claim or on the contrary supports it, in full or in part of the Code of Civil Procedure determines the time frame for sending the withdrawal applications, evidences, and the procedural consequences of not doing so. It is also indicated that the circle of subjects to which the respondent should send the response and the materials attached to it. The defendant should send the original of the response, and if he objects to the claim, then also the evidences he has confirming the fact of the substantiation of the response, written, electronic evidence, expert conclusions. Is it possible to get a divorce in Ukraine without the consent of the husband, without children? First of all, it is necessary to decide whether divorce is possible without the consent of the husband. In any case, without the common agreement of the spouses who have or don't have common children, the divorce will be carried out through the court. According to the Family Code, the claim for divorce from the husband is filed at the place of residence of the defendant, according to the territorial jurisdiction. The plaintiff sends a package of documents to the court, and it is namely claim, copy of passport, copy of tax certification number, copy of marriage certificate, a copy of the birth certificate of children, if any, receipt for payment of court fee. If the statement of claim is drawn up in accordance with the requirements of the Code of Civil Procedure, the court makes a decision to open the proceedings on the consideration of the divorce case and duly notifies all participants of the case. Consulting a professional divorce lawyer is a guarantee of your success. Contact the lawyers of our company in any way convenient for you. Call or write to messengers. We'll help you resolve your issues quickly and efficiently. If you have a need for advice or paid services of a lawyer, then contact the contacts listed under this video. If you have any questions, then write them into the comments to this video, and I will definitely answer you. If this video was useful for you and you learned something new for yourself about divorce without consent, then like this video, subscribe to my channel, share with friends, press the bell not to miss new videos. See you in new videos!